Right, and so you're welcome back. And I told you right away we'll just continue with the midday brief, and we'll stay with issues around tomorrow's verdict. And our first story is President John Mahama has reiterated his commitment to maintain peace in the country before, during, and after the delivery of the Supreme Court ruling tomorrow. Now, responding to a plea from the outgoing Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana, Trudy Kennedy, the president assured the country's democratic values will see it through the period. The president, at another ceremony at the Flagstaff House to receive 4 new envoys accredited to Ghana, called on African countries to join forces to restore peace to Egypt.
Ambassador Kennedy, who is leaving the country at the end of her duty tour, added her voice to calls for peace.
We share the democratic values. We share a love of the rule of law, of human rights. We have shared those values for a very long time. As Ghana awaits this decision that we will get on Thursday, we simply hope that peace will prevail and that the decision is rendered and accepted, and that things move on as they need to.
The president, on the other hand, said he remains optimistic. Nothing will be done to disturb the country's matured democracy.
I wish to assure you that Ghana's democracy has matured, and notwithstanding what happens in the verdict, Ghana would continue to live in peace and harmony and continue to make the progress that happily we are seeing in the last several years. We'll continue to focus on the things that matter to make this country a better place.
The president earlier received new envoys accredited to Ghana to present their credentials to him at the Flagstaff House. The new Philippines ambassador, Alex Lamadrid, and his delegation were the first to call on the president. President Mahama recalled the solid relationship between the two countries that has grown since 1964.
There's a quite significant Filipino population here in Ghana, almost 2,000 of them in various sectors, working in the shipping industry, in oil and gas, and in construction. I believe that it is possible for us to build our relationships to an even higher level during your tenure of office as ambassador.
The new Philippines ambassador also lauded Ghana's economic credentials, adding that with their expertise in the oil and gas sector, they will be willing to help Ghana grow in that field. Next to meet the president was Jong Yong-cho from North Korea. President Mahama called for calm between them and their neighboring countries. The Kuwait ambassador Fayez Michel Al-Jassim was also there to present his credentials to the president. President Mahama appealed to Kuwait to join forces with Ghana and other African countries to help restore peace in Egypt.
I want to say that Ghana, as a country that is having a newly developing oil and gas and petrochemical sector, has a lot to learn from Kuwait that has many, many years of experience in that sector. And so during your tenure of office as ambassador, we're going to work together to see how we can share the experience that you have garnered over the many years in this particular sector. Aside from that, I want to call on Ghana and Kuwait, and indeed Africa and the Arab world, to work together to see how we can resolve the crisis that currently affects North Africa.
Right, and so Michael Lampong, who is Communications Director for Greater Accra MPP, is joining us again. This time he's promised to behave, and so we'll talk about peace efforts ahead of tomorrow. Michael, you're welcome once again. No, you have promised to behave.
This is far below the belt too.
No, you have promised to behave.
Oh yes, but I believe I never behave.
Tomorrow will be a real test of all the peace efforts we've been putting together since the beginning of the end of this election petition hearing. What do you see?
Well, I can tell you I have that feeling, and not just a feeling. I can say to my authority that Ghanaians, irrespective of our ethnic background, we are naturally peaceful, and that is why many people say we are very hospitable. That's our nature. That's our nature, and so I don't foresee anybody trying to undermine the peace and stability of this country. I had always said that, look, we have families and relations cut across both sides of the political divide. And so it will be very, very wrong on your part to, because of your desire, your desperate nature to get political power, say, look, let them go kill or maim or annihilate a group of people. No, I wouldn't support any sector. And I can tell you, we are all firmly committed to it as a party. Anybody within our parties who want to foment trouble, we will expose them within our party. I listened carefully to Dr. Kwabena said pledge after the meeting with the National Security Coordinator himself and my national chairman.
Jake.
And he made a statement that, look, within every political party, we have the doves and we have the hawks, okay? And so we know ourselves, okay? And I want to tell you, at least on the part of the MPP, and more especially the youth of the MPP, I'm not just a communicating director. I believe I'm one of the leading youth activists of our party. And from the length and breadth of this country, we will love to influence by the youth. We're not going to support any, and that is why I want to call on the president, and for that matter, the security apparatus, to ensure that, but they have the power to enforce laws. Okay, and in enforcing the laws, there should not be any bias. Okay.
Which is what the police have promised.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't doubt it at all. In the last, in fact, we have had a lot of elections. Most elections that we've had since 1992, you may hear of some skirmishes here and there, but 2012, despite all the problems that we had, which I think was largely contributed by the EC, okay, the election itself was peaceful. There was no any violent act reported anywhere, if you can recall. And so that tells you the effectiveness of the security system that was put in place. So to some extent, we can also give credit to the government of the day, and more especially to the National Security Coordinator or the team. Okay? Because I can tell you that there was not a single violent act recorded anywhere. And so if the security agencies are going to do the work they did it, okay, and it is going to be fair.
It will be fair. So let's look at, since you're a youth activist, let's look at what you have been doing with the young people in your group ahead of tomorrow's final verdict. What's been happening? What's been the message for your young people?
Well, I can tell you, for the last 5 months, roughly from about March and then April, I've been around virtually to all the country, all the regions of the country. Not just visiting regional capitals. I've been to districts, and I'm sure your network goes as far as Upper East, Upper West, okay. And I've had interaction with party youth activists. I've also been very, very active in these students' activities around the country. Just yesterday, the News Congress. Unfortunately, the election couldn't come on, but the annual News Congress came off at Pram Pram, okay. And whichever platform we have, whether in private or in public, we've been talking about the need to hold the peace of this country. Okay, we must not be so desperate to, do something that will hamper us. Political power is good, but I have also had the opportunity to be in government, not on the fringes, but at the very center of government. I've worked at the council for about 7 years, and I know what it means to be in government. It is quite an experience, okay, to have. But that doesn't mean that we can compromise on the peace and stability of this country. I hear people talking about politics is dirty and this and that and that. But I'm going to tell you, madam, if there's political crisis, the religious leaders cannot go to their churches or their mosque. Okay, the market women, the business people, anybody. Okay, the academia, everybody will be affected, and that is why I am of the strong opinion that, knowing the vital nature of politics, okay, let us not just leave politics in the hands of some hot-headed people, okay, excuse my language, hoodlums or something, okay. There's a need for us to bring on board people of substance people who are very responsible, who have vision, people who have expertise. Because at the end of the day, we need to improve the lot of the people, and that is the crux of the matter. Okay, if we will get political power and we will not be able to transform the lives of our people, we will get political power and we will not be able to, as it is, come up with policies and programs that will, at the end of the day, pave a way for the vulnerable in society. Then what are we doing? Ghana is facing a lot of challenges. Okay, and
right.
and that is why I can tell you that, me for one, and I can speak for the youth of the MPP,
right,
that we are totally committed to peace.
I'm totally happy about that. You remember the young contemners. We'll talk about them, but let's go to the Volta region, where we understand that a peace march there was a peace march at Ho in the Volta region. Let's take a look at that. And so I do not believe we have those pictures yet, but like I was telling you, we'll go across the regions, we'll find out really, we'll gauge the mood ahead of the August 29 verdicts. But let's talk to Hashmin. Hashmin is joining us from the northern region. Let's find out the mood in the northern region. Hello, Hashmin. Hashmin, if you can't hear me, tell us about mood in the northern region.
Well, the mood here in the northern region is generally calm. People are going about their normal duties. I've visited the market, and then business is going on very, very well. I spoke to supporters of the two political parties that are in court, the NDC and then that of the MPP. And then the message I got from them is very funny. Some of them have told me that they have visited their malams and then their soothsayers to seek their intervention to know the outcome of the Supreme Court case tomorrow. And according to them, it is just some kind of way of healing of some kind of anxiety, as the Supreme Court will be delivering its judgment tomorrow.
Right. Now, let's look at security in your region.
Well, security, a combined team of military and police personnel have been patrolling the streets of the various districts and then the municipalities, and they have been on top of issues. And generally, from what we are gathering, it has been relatively peaceful for now.
How do residents feel about the heavy security presence in the region?
Come again, Camille.
How do residents feel about the heavy security presence in the region?
Well, speaking to some of them, they feel it is raising some kind of anxiety. But at the same time, some of them are also saying that it is good because the security personnel will help ensure that nothing untoward happens from now onwards.
And what do they intend doing tomorrow?
Well, they have been mapping up guidelines to ensure that there is peace before, during, and after the verdict.
Right. I'm talking about the residents. What does it look like for residents tomorrow? Are they going to go to work? We understand from other regions that some of the residents have decided to stay away from the activities tomorrow and be at home to observe proceedings. What is it like in the northern region?
Well, in the northern region, the situation is not also different. Some of the residents have been telling me that they will be doing bulk purchasing today so that they can remain indoors tomorrow and watch the proceedings from the media.
I see. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Mohammed Hashmin is our Northern Regional Correspondent. And we'll go across the rest of the regions pretty soon. But let's look at this. A youth group aligned to the National Democratic Congress, known as Zongo for Mahama, has been holding regular meetings throughout the election petition process to sensitize and educate its members to promote peace in the country after the Supreme Court verdict.
members of Zongo for Mahama were seen posting banners on respecting the verdict all around town. They spoke to Joy News on the objective of their exercise.
Actually, we were here when they were fixing it, which I went around and saw what they've written. But I found out that it's quite reasonable, because when you say respect the verdict, that means we all want peace.
Well, here when they pasted the respect the verdict, it goes for my party, it goes to whoever party, we are ready to accept it.
The General Secretary of the group, Mahmoud Jaja, explained that it is their contribution to promote peace in the country.
Basically, we are more or less contributing our quota to the now, if you like, peace industry, the country. There's the need for us to give them the message, tell them that no, we are not fighting, this is not a war. So for now, I will not say we will review or will not review. Review is a right, but based on what our legal team will advise, then we will call for review. But I'm not sure we'll get there, whatever the outcome, because we cannot continue to drag this case. We are in the 8th month, so it will be in the interest of every Ghanaian to see this case come to an end. So I'm not sure we'll get to the review. I believe Thursday will be the end. If the president is affirmed and confirmed, then we'll go by it. If it is on the other side, then we go by it. At the end of the day, we are all Ghanaians, so I don't think we'll get to the review stage. In fact, we don't even have a choice. We have to accept it. We may disagree with it, fine, but we have to accept whatever outcome the Supreme Court is going to deliver. That is why we are embarking on this peace message, if you like, campaign.
Joy News sampled views to assess whether indeed residents of the Nima community are really going to accept whatever the outcome of the petition will be.
Ready to accept. We are ready to accept because we are all Ghanaians. I believe we can all do good if we come together to accept all this, because war is not good for every country. I don't think every country wants to see war in his country.
After the verdict, if only what they say, what the 9 judges say, we accept it, because we have nothing to say, you understand, because we voted for them. If they say, the judges who are there, the 9 judges say this, we accept it. Nobody, we will never go to do anything. That's why I love John Mahama.
Right, and so you're still watching the Midday Brief, and we have Dr. Akwesi Osei. He's a chief psychiatrist with the Ghana Health Service. He's joining us by telephone. You know, after the verdict, or when the verdict is read, there's definitely going to be an amount of shock, whichever way it goes. And we're going to find out from Dr. Osei how we should manage post-verdict shock. Hello, Doc.
Hello.
So how can we do this? How can we manage the shock that comes with the verdict?
The light, can you speak louder?
Dr. Say, I'm asking, how can we manage the shock that may come with the verdict?
How can you manage
the shock?
The broken heart.
Right, that may come with the verdict.
Sorry?
Right, you know with the verdicts tomorrow, there's definitely going to be the point where people may be shocked or surprised. Or
Hello?
Would try Dr. Osei again on the telephone, and then we'll speak to him as to how we can manage, you know, the shock after the verdict is read. But Michael is still here with me. Michael, you saw the Youth for Mahama group and what they're doing. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think in the first place we need to commend them, especially from the area the group has emanated from, Nima. Okay, that is not to denigrate Nima
at all.
But you know that when we talk about flashpoints, I mean, or areas where people are normally going to, it provides a ready-made youth, energetic youth for rowdyism. Okay, and so when you have a group coming from such an environment, preaching peace, and not just preaching peace, but embarking on activities that seems to portray unity, then we really need to commend them strongly. It means that they are redirecting the energies of the youth, which otherwise had been used previously to do. So I want to commend them.
Right. So Michael, we'll come back to you on that. So let's talk to Dr. Akwesi Osei now. And like I was telling you, he's chief psychiatrist with the Ghana Health Service. Hello, Dr. Say.
Hello.
Right, if you can hear me, doctor, I was asking, how can we manage, the shock after the verdict is read?
Well, if I'm getting you right, how can we manage the consequences of the verdict?
Psychologically, how can we do that?
Psychologically, right. Well, to start with, we need to go into the verdict with a certain mindset, and that is very crucial. Very crucial, and there are these three levels: at the level of the individual, at the level of the community, that's the whole society, and at the level of the institution. At the level of the individual, it's very crucial that we move in with a mindset that we have a greater right to exist as a society than our individual right to be right. What I mean by that, for instance, you are at the intersection and you have the right of way, and another vehicle is coming which does not have the right of way. You should go and he should stop, and he's not stopping. If you go, you have the right of way, but he will kill you. You have a greater right to live than the right to move in. So our right to exist as a society is more important, very crucial. So whichever way, let's take it that, well, if I should disagree and there should be chaos and there's confusion in the society, I have lost my right to be able to stand again next year or so. So the greater right to live is very crucial. And that mindset is very important. So even if I'm defeated in a way that I think I have been unjustifiably given the wrong verdict, let me understand that it's important that that is not the end of life. That mindset is very important. And the same way, if I'm victorious, let me also go in with a mindset that somebody would naturally behead, even if justified or otherwise. And therefore, let it be measured in the manner to which I might want to jubilate, fact that my jubilation does not turn out to be teasing or mockery. That mindset is very crucial. So let's be tolerant with one another. Let's be moderate with whatever the outcome. And then I'm sure you'll get there. And then that's the level of the individual. At the society level, community level, in groups, churches, mosques, political parties, whatever, mob action is very important. If the individual is decided and it gets into a group, the group dynamics can change things. So let's also understand that group dynamics, we should be careful about that so that mob action does not induce us into doing things that otherwise that we will not be happy with. So that mindset for the group is very crucial. And the last thing for the institution, and I'm believing that the institution will also come out very fairly, so that nobody will have any reason to behave otherwise. Now, if you put in these measures very crucially, I'm sure that we don't have any reason to worry our head at all as the consequences.
Right. What could be the effect if we fail to properly manage our expectations?
Sorry, come again?
What could be the effect if we fail to properly manage our expectations?
Well, if you fail to properly manage two things, there could be chaos, physical chaos, violence. There could be, nobody prays for that. But let's also understand that in countries where there has been violence, we were no better than them as individuals. We were no better than them. You were not more of children of God than them. So let's be very mindful of that. And that if you don't manage what has befallen other countries can befall us. But I believe that we will well manage it, so it will not happen. So that is one point. Then at the psychological level, nobody will be prepared to accept defeat just like that. So if we don't prepare ourselves psychologically, defeat is not a pleasant thing. I will feel defeated. I can go through some post-traumatic phenomenon, post-traumatic stress, which eventually may lead me into depression, and some might even commit suicide, and thereafter. And you might be withdrawn from the society, depressed. So that kind of mindset and preparation will prevent us from that psychological trauma that we could go through.
I see. Thank you very much, Dr. Say. Dr. Akwesi Say is Chief Psychiatrist with the Ghana Health Service, and we've been talking to him as to how we could manage our expectations ahead of the final verdict come August 29, which is just tomorrow. And so Michael, you heard him, and I hope you're managing your expectations yourself.
Like he rightly said, we need to have a mindset. Okay, we know that the verdict will surely not come. No, there's nothing like draw. It's either one loses or one wins. It's either one loses or one wins. Besides that, in the legal parlance, we are told that the law lies in the bosom of the judges. We might have presented our facts back them with evidence. Okay, still it is within the discretion of the judges. Okay, what we can do is keep on praying to the Almighty God, who I believe has placed a vital role in the affairs of men, and if it is the will of God. And don't forget that, you know, in the Christian parlance, there's a saying that, or in the Bible, there's a saying that all things work for the good of those who love God.
Absolutely. And so let's go to the Abunu Ahafo region. Nestor Kafuya Joma, original correspondent, is joining us with some updates on how people are managing themselves ahead of tomorrow. Hello, Kafui.
Hello, my sister.
Right, and so what's the mood in the Abunu Ahafo region?
The mood is relatively calm. People are just going about their normal duties. I've spoken with a few people, and all they are saying is they are not panicking. They know it's just a normal part of life. But a few of them are also saying that they wouldn't be coming out, so they are just doing some few shopping so that they will be at home and then monitor the situation on the television from home. Security-wise, currently I am in the Stein district, but before I left Sunyani this morning, you can see police personnel dotted around every corner, especially on the main street. But in the Stein district where I am right now, you can scarcely see any security officer around, maybe because of the nature of the area or the proximity of the area. So for now, the situation in the region is a bit calm. It's just a normal way of life to the people in the area.
Right. Thank you very much, Kafui. Nestor Kafui Ajoma joined us from the Abunu Ahafo region. And obviously, people are expectant, and security is also beefed up in the area. And with me in the studio still is Michael Ampon. Michael, you were making a point with the managing expectations.
Yeah. So I want to urge everybody to be a bit circumspect as to the expectation. And even in the event of winning, we should also be able to manage the way we celebrate. Okay, the way we celebrate. You know, usually when victory comes, there's a tendency for you to go mock at somebody you think.
Which is what Dr. Osei was talking about. It shouldn't be the case.
Well, so it is not a situation where it is not a win at all cost situation. But I think that, look, it doesn't matter the outcome of the verdict. At least this case has brought the EC on its toes. You see, and that was the angle I wanted to come from. Lawyer Maliba didn't really understand me. You see, when you look at the budget, the amount of money that the state is compelled to cough for the EC at the expense of other developmental projects. And then if at the end of the day all these monies go to the East, because government, and I mean society government know the how critical the role of the EC is, and how election disputes can undermine national stability. So if all these monies are made available to you, and you tend to give us shoddy work, ineffective, inefficient, incompetent electoral officers.
The best part.
There's total peace in the country. So they will not allow anybody to take the law into his or her own hands. So they are going to deal with anybody who comes out to disturb the peace of the country.
Right. Haruna, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Haruna Yusuf Wompone is our Eastern Regional Correspondent. He's been joining us with the mood in the region. But Michael is still here, and Michael was making a point.
Yeah, I'm saying that with the voter region in a peace match, I would have wished the other regions might have replicated the same thing. I'm saying so because voter region is noted to be the stronghold ruling NDC, and to looking at the clip, I saw prominent people from the NPP, the religious, the clergy. It's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. And I want to commend my regional chairman, Ken Wood, and some of the regional officers I saw. They should keep it up. We should try and coexist.
Right. So what are your thoughts on the game yesterday between the show of skill and all that?
Well, that reminded me. In fact, yesterday I never knew there was going to be a football match. Somebody called me and told me, there's this football match at the Accra Sports Stadium, and are you going to be there? So I want to use this opportunity.
You do that. You do that pretty shortly.
Because talking about footballers, okay. We are not talking about part-time footballers. I've been a footballer before, so
don't worry. We'll do that pretty shortly.
We have to.
Let's go to KJTR. Well, we've been asking people where they will be tomorrow. Let's take a listen to interesting views.
Radio na metena ho atie de Supreme Court beka man kura me no mton ade wan kura bebreze omusuro nti a kina kura omuntimi embeton ade ba me de minim ze bibia nsi ti me de cha me ba beton ma ade ne matena me radio ho atie de omobeka
achina me bakrum me ba beton ade cause me so bibia se bibi betimi ase because asumdwe na ne nyina yewom me minim se bibia ntimi ase eti bakrum aba beton ade ba nipa ne bebrebe so omoma na ba omoma ne so bo ho betina TV ho na wa hwede akoso Supreme Court said be wa obi ma e me kantra no wono ade na so ene na ni mienu ebe hu de akoso Supreme Court anunti ene piso omoma ebi so de ehu eti wo muso omoma me dia minsro me dia chana bakrum baba betama de no so me radio me tie bibia wo radio so me wo fa ho me sa hwe no TV so me dia minsro re.
Hopefully tomorrow will be the very day, and I can promise myself that I will not be coming because I don't know what may happen. Also, I don't know anything about election. Let me talk about the election being proceed last year or so. So I can hopefully say that tomorrow I will not be coming. I will be at my room and then be watching the television, so I will not be coming. Yeah, I will not be coming to town. Yeah, I will be in the room watching the television.
I will come to town and check the weather. If I see there's tension in the air, then I have to go back home. I will listen to radio. I think maybe since I will be coming to town, I will listen to radio. Maybe Joy News. That's my radio. In the morning, every day in the morning, I have to listen to Joy News before coming to work.
I'm wondering where you would be. You can join us with those comments on our social media platforms. In the meantime, Rashida Baba Kadiri is coming up with some sports news.
Good afternoon, I am Rashida Baba Kadiri. Let's talk sports now. It's proudly sponsored by Tigo. Smile, you've got Tigo. Now, the Ghana Football Association has defended the reason the coach of the Black Stars, Kwesi Appiah, has named Michael Essien, Kevin Prince Boateng, and Andre Dede Ayew in a 26-man squad that will be taking on the Chipolo Polo of Zambia next Saturday. Here is the spokesperson for the GFA, Ibrahim Sani Dara, on the reasons the coach had to do that.
Huge surprises, isn't it? A couple of days we had people speculating about, the squad. I'd seen about 6 different squads, and when the coach presented the squad to me, it was totally different from what had been speculated, and showed really that the coach was really working hard, looking at corners. People were not really working. It's the reason why he's brought in this strong squad. Well, he looked at, using experienced players, youthful players, so you can see a good blend of experienced and youthful players who are ready to die for the country. And, with Zambia as a high-profile team coming to Accra, they would have 2 things on their mind. To come here and frustrate us, catch us on the break and on a counter-attack. And in most of these matches, you need experienced players. A player who can draw maybe 2-3 defenders around him. If a personality like, for instance, Michael Essien, Kevin Prince Boateng, Asamoah Gyan, Kojo Asamoah, Andre Ayew. If an opposing team sees such players on the pitch, they will do their marking well, which means it prevents them from wanting to, come forward as they would have wanted to do.
That's Ibrahim Sani Dara, spokesperson for the Ghana Football Association. Now, Arsenal, Schalke 04 and Basel have all qualified for the 2013 UEFA Champions League. Now, they all end wins in their playoff matches, second leg playoff matches yesterday. So here are excerpts of the UEFA Champions League playoffs that were played last night. The second leg playoffs for the UEFA Champions League. Zenit St. Petersburg are taking on P. Ferreira. AC Milan, they have a slim margin. Remember, they won 1-0 last week, so they're going to they are hosting PSV Eindhoven. Celtic, they also host Shakhtar Karagandhi. Maribor are taking on Victoria Plzen, and the Real Sociedad, they will play host to Lyon. Ending it for the sports segment on Midday Brief. My name is Rashida Baba Kadiri. The news returns after this break. Do stay on.
You're welcome back. Let's do some showbiz news now. And tomorrow, Thursday, August 29, has been tagged for Ghana. But of course, it is in no way related to the Judgment Day in the Bible. And it is certainly no excuse for life to grind to a halt in the country. So ahead of the Supreme Court ruling on the election petition tomorrow, a gargantuan concert will be held tonight at Alliance Francaise here in Accra, bringing together some of Africa's finest lyricists.
Concert, which comes off Wednesday night at the Alliance Francaise, features some of Africa's finest MCs, including Ghana's Yapono, One Love the Kubalo, Elom 20C Togo, and Art Melody and Joey from Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso.
Dans le noir, mon Afrique est dans le noir est dans le noir, sortez-nous de ce noir, le peine est dans le noir.
So, did the organizers of the concert plan to have the bash a day before the Supreme ruling in a bit to calm nerves?
Coincidence. That's me being ill-informed. I didn't know, but it is a very strange coincidence. And some of the content, not necessarily Pono and One Love, but some of the Togolese and Burkinabe rappers' content is a bit, I wouldn't say it's political, but it's very critical of certain things. So it is an interesting timing.
Well, one half of the FOKN boys, One Love the Kubalo, who is noted for performing with live band, says his fans should expect an unusual performance from him.
Yeah, it's going to be different. I mean, most of the time now I've been doing a lot of live band shows with the African Gypsy Band or with Afro Harmony, with Mensa or with the FOKN band based in the UK. But this is going to go back to just like a DJ with instrumentals and just rap. Of course, still normal, just like rap lyrics, raps.
The Burkinabe hip-hop artist Mello is excited at the opportunity to perform in Ghana for the first time.
I feel good. I like the country and I like to be there and learn more things from Ghana. We are preparing the show slowly but for a long time. I think tomorrow it will be a good show with the Ghanaian rappers, Togolese and Burkinabe. Everything will be good, I think. Yes.
Other acts on the bill who have crossed across the continent are expected to arrive in the country before the concert kicks off later Wednesday night.
Right, you're welcome back, and you understand why that is indeed a gargantuan concert ahead of the August 29. So let's wrap up with Michael, and then we'll probably say goodbye. So Michael, your final words. Tomorrow is a big day.
But let me make a brief comment on the concert. I think it is very timely. It's good. I mean, just to ease some tensions. And I have a message for the spelling from Burkina Faso. We hear some of our Guinea fowls.
Michael, just give us your final word tomorrow.
Should bring back some of the Guinea fowls, some of our Guinea fowls which are stranded in Burkina.
Your final word.
Well, I think yes, all is set. I want to wish all MPP members to be calm, to be very prayerful. We should learn to accommodate and tolerate everybody. We have always believed in the rule of law, and we have a high respect. We don't have history when it comes to antagonizing the judiciary.
Are you going to have another game after the verdict?
Well, I think after the verdict, the organizer can, it will not be out of place.
To show your old people's
and
skill.
with that one, they must invite me, and I'm sure I want to play.
You show your Black Star skill.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Michael. Michael Ampon is Communications Director for the Greater Accra NPP. And it brings us to a close on this hour's Midday Brief. My name is Kemini Nyamani Amano. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Thank you very much for staying through since morning.